Hey, welcome Catching Dinner. I'm Stephane. Today's a special day. We're making summer sausage. It's gonna be jalapeno cheddar with some bear, and I'm pretty pumped. We got this bear, actually it's a mixture of two bears, and we're making sausage. We've never made summer sausage, and we recruited the help of our dear friend Barry, who's an expert. We just tasted some of the sausage here, and it's the real deal. Right here, that's summer sausage smoked. And that's actually really freshly made. He just made it with a buck that his wife harvested. We just saw a picture. It was her first buck, first animal actually. A giant buck, which is pretty awesome. And thank you so much, Barry, for helping us out here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Showing us the ropes. And we got a 30% fat to meat ratio. So we got 7.5 pounds of pork fat that Barry was kind enough to lend it to the recipe here. And then we got some bear meat from bears we harvested before. So we're pretty pumped. Let's get to it. Now we're gonna mix up our ingredients. We're gonna take the bear, the fat, mix it all up. Pepper, mustard, and garlic, of course. Okay, so now we're gonna mix all of it together. It's gonna take a little while, but this is a good batch here we're making. So we got it all mixed. It looks really good. The seasoning is spread throughout. Next step, we're gonna put this in the freezer for about 10 minutes just to keep it as cold as possible. Barry told us that's the key to success here as far as making a nice, firm summer sausage so it doesn't crumble up, is that we have to keep it as cold as possible.
So, Mr. Stephane, I will have you stir in this curing salt just before we grind.
So now this has been a good 20 minutes in the freezer just to keep it as cold as possible. As I said, that's the ticket, right, Barry? You said that's the key to some good summer sausage.
You listen to smarter people than me, they'll talk about protein extraction and water retention and things like that. But this is what I found works the best. Just keep it cold. So we have an ice bath going here, so we're gonna grind directly into this. This will keep this ice bath because we don't have a refrigerated home here. So I like to keep my horns at room temperature.
There you go. So this thing is the real deal. You said you just got it this year. That's a 3/4 horse.
It's a 3/4 horse. I think it does like 10 or 12 pounds a minute. But the key is to not force this. That's what I've learned about these. No matter how big or small your grinder is, don't force it. Let the grinder do the work. I'm not even gonna use my plunger.
Okay.
I'm literally just gonna feed this in nice and slow and watch it grind through. The stuffer is just in case something gets lodged in and you just kind of have to move it around. That stuffer is not meant to push through because that's when you get the mash and again, things don't become summer sausage, they become just meat, which is good.
Yeah,
but
no.
You know, if we're trying to perfect this.
Awesome.
So I always start, the first piece is a piece of fat just to kind of lubricate everything. And then again, just go as fast as your grinder will let you.
And this one will. Let go pretty fast.
So this bear meat is even still partially frozen some pieces, which is not a bad thing. That much colder. A lot of friction going on.
Yeah, the plate. Is that usually about the size of the batch you usually do, or?
This is 25 pounds, perfect size batch.
So that was about just half of the bear meat. So I was thinking maybe give you some Italian sausage. But it's a very similar process, really. I mean, it's just different seasoning and all.
Absolutely. And not much different seasoning. Like we'll do some snack sticks with this.
Okay.
We'll grind it a third time. We'll take out about 5 pounds. We'll grind it a third time. We won't add any cheddar or jalapenos. And if you like spice, you like spicy?
Yeah.
You want, we'll make it like a hot and spicy.
Nice.
And we'll make some snack sticks.
Look at this, it looks awesome. It's still very cold, so we're gonna do a second grind with a finer plate, and the plate is in the freezer, so Barry's getting it. So we're gonna switch the plate and give it another go at it. Yeah, still very cold, like you said.
Very cold. You want your hands to hurt. You want it so cold that your hands are hurting. And even if you have to, if you feel like this is starting to get warm up, throw it back in the freezer for another 15 to 30 minutes.
Sure.
Which is what we'll do on the third grind for our snack sticks.
Okay.
It smells so good, I want to take a bite.
I know. Tell me about it. It looks so good and it smells so good. It looks good. It does look good.
Looks like healthy meat is what it looks like to me.
One year, last bear we shot, there was no acorns or no cherries, so they're eating grass. All their feces were all grass. Wow. That's why when I dropped that elk, they came running. Meat! Yeah. Shot one in the morning. My friend went back in the afternoon, shot another one with the bow. So 2 today.
Was it a drought season?
Yeah. And the spring was just one of those weird spring that they had the lake frost and it killed all the acorns and the cherries. So there were no cherries, so very little food for them to go. So.
Where did you shoot this bear?
Southern Colorado.
Okay. Looks really perfect actually. I like how it's staying cold, it's not turning to mush. When we're done with this, we're going to throw it back in the freezer before we stuff it. Just to give it just to make sure it stays nice and chill. So as you can see, this meat is starting to get like not as red and maybe even a brown tint to it, and that's the curing salt working, doing its job. Alright. So don't be alarmed. Don't start throwing your meat out because you did something wrong.
That's gonna make how much sausage?
Well, we're at 32 pounds, plus we gotta add some water here in a minute, which we should have did already. We should have added water before this grind, but that's okay.
So the summer sausage, the casing, how much goes in there? I mean, how heavy is it?
I think they're 5-pound sleeves.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, quite a few. So I forgot the water. I'm supposed to put the water in before the second grind. So I'm going to have you stir in this water. We'll just do it a little bit at a time.
It's just easier when the stuff is bigger to make.
I should. It's just when you're supposed to do it. But I don't think it's going to make too big of a difference.
So just kind of mix it gently.
Yep, start hand mixing it. So we're going to add 32 ounces of water.
All right.
Now is when you want to add your citric acid as well.
Okay.
And again, the citric acid is not absolutely necessary, but it helps give it that bite and helps it give it that little bit of a cure.
Yeah.
See how it's starting to get tacky? That's a good thing. That's what we want. So you can add this water before your second grind if you really wanted to. Probably would make it a little bit easier to mix.
We're putting 5 pounds aside for snack sticks. Oh, 5 pounds. We're there. 5 pounds.
So we have some high heat cheddar off of Amazon. Some pickled jalapeno peppers.
Yeah. Like,
I'll make quick light work of this.
that's how you can tell who's been in the kitchen.
So if you wanted, you could use dehydrated jalapenos as well.
Huh.
I like to use the fresh ones. They have a little bit more of a bite.
Yeah, yeah. I like it.
I say fresh, but they're pickled.
Sure. Here goes the high temp cheese cheddar. You gotta work out doing this. At least a little workout. With the casing, you put in the water just to soften them up?
Yeah, so you'll soak the summer sausage casings for about 10 minutes in just water. But you're not going to soak your snack stick casings, only the summer sausage.
Only summer sausage. That.
And where do you get the casings? From the butcher or online?
You can get those from anywhere from Cabela's, Bass Pro Shop. I've even seen them in Walmart. Not all Walmarts carry them, but a few Walmarts I've even seen them in Walmart. And they're the Lem brand as well.
Okay.
They seem to be the most consistent.
Okay. Well, look at this thing.
Yeah, that's looking good, bro. Oh, you talking about this?
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean,
this is fancy.
Yeah.
This is like I said, just
it's one of those deal.
almost essential though. It really is.
Yeah. You don't have to own everything. You just have to know someone who owns one.
That's right. That's what they say about a boat.
Yeah.
Don't own a boat. Know somebody who owns a boat. And then just buy the gas and the beer.
There you go. Just make it
Nice and tight, less air.
go like this so I don't have to worry about that. So this is a Weston. Look at that. This is a well-built machine, you can tell.
Yeah, what I like about it, it has this little valve on the top, so
Okay.
it releases the air.
Yeah, yeah. Makes sense.
Reduces the amount of air that you keep your summer sausage, which is a good thing.
Is there any trick to this, or it's just a matter of just starting?
Keep it tight,
Yeah.
so you can hear that air release.
Yeah.
So if someone doesn't have this machine, you can just stuff it by hand?
You can use your grinder.
Yeah, grind over. push
Every
it through.
grinder has a stuffing tube.
Okay.
So you can use your stuffing tube on a grinder if you wanted to.
Okay.
What I like about this one, like I said, it has that air release valve, so it reduces how many air pockets that you have in here, and it gives you more uniformity. And that's why I use a sausage stuffer as opposed to my grinder, because it gives you just better uniformity.
So the key is just make it as tight as possible.
Yep. Want to leave yourself plenty of room to tie that off with some butcher string. And there's your summer sausage.
Pretty awesome. So the ends of these came with little strings. If you're gonna vertical smoke, you just hang them, but we're not gonna do that. So we're just gonna use that string. I just cut it off, the other one, this one, and then I'm just gonna tie it nice and tight. And that's all she wrote.
So what do we get? 10 or 11 of these?
I think 9.
9?
Well, it might be 10, but
Might be 10, yeah.
Pretty awesome.
Why don't you do like 2 of those, 2 tablespoons of that?
all right. How do you measure that? By hand?
Just go.
You tell me.
It's called banging. You know how to bang? Just bang it out.
Just a few flakes there. Give it a little kick and you can't go wrong. Put some heat. Mix it and stuff it.
This is a specialty piece of equipment. This doesn't come with a typical sausage stuffer
Got it.
or grinder. I think it's a 17 millimeter. I bought it on Amazon.
Okay.
And this is what you have to make sticks, snack sticks. You have to use the smaller one.
And those they smoke same amount of time smoking, or it's a little quicker?
Oh, a lot quicker.
Oh.
Yeah, a lot quicker. You can smoke the snack sticks in probably about 4 hours.
Oh, okay.
And again, with smoking them, you want to start out at 165 for 2 hours, then move it to 185 for 2 hours, and then to 205 until it reaches an internal temperature of 165. And even if you're doing that in your oven, you can do that same method.
So.
That's an interesting casing.
Yeah, and this one you don't want to soak in water. So you'll just
The handle's a little different.
little work on it. Okay, there it goes. Yeah, just kind of guide it as it comes out. This one's a little bit more difficult because it takes a lot of pressure to get it out of that little tube.
Oh, that makes sense. Oh, that's the end.
That's it, huh?
Yeah.
I think that's the end of the sausage too, actually.
So yeah, just that by itself. There we go. So I put these at an angle so there's a little bit of space in between them for the smoke to do its thing and give some nice flavor to the summer sausage. After 2-3 hours, we're gonna bring these in. We're gonna finish them in the oven just to make sure that we reach the ideal temperature, 165 or so. Just make sure it's safe. It'll be easier because right now it's winter, it's pretty cold and windy, so it's not easy to control the temperature on the smoker, but we can have the best of both worlds. We can smoke some, you know, give it the flavor and finish it inside, make sure it's safe, and it's gonna be awesome. So we'll see you in a couple hours. It's been a couple hours. Looks good. Let's take this off. We're gonna finish them inside at 185. One more. Look at that. Nice and smoky. So here we have it. We got our finished product right here. I've been chomping away. Can't stop eating it. This stuff is awesome. We got the cheddar, the jalapeno. Perfect consistency. And the flavor is phenomenal. I'm not tuning my horn here when I say this is some of the best summer sausage we've ever had. You would never guess it's bare. No real weird flavor, really. It's just perfect. And it turned out awesome along with the snack sticks that we did. And we didn't put any jalapeno or cheese in there. We just put a little bit of cayenne pepper. It's got a nice little bite to it and it's also phenomenal. Now, do remember, if you do it in the oven like we did, you got to put something to catch the drippings. Otherwise, you're going to have a heck of a mess because a lot of the moisture comes out and then there's some fat in there. And it'll be really messy if you don't catch the drippings. But anyways, so that's our product. It was super easy. Once we took them out of the oven, we put them in a nice bath for 20 minutes. It was half ice, half water. That chilled them right down. We dried them out, then we put them in the fridge overnight, and here's their finished product. Really, it was that simple. So hey, thank you so much, Barry, for helping us out. This is really awesome. There's no way it would have turned out this great if it was really our first try by ourselves. So thank you for showing us the ropes. We really appreciate it. And hey, thank you for following us on this little culinary adventure. Hope to catch you next time on our next adventure at Catching Dinner. Until then, we're gonna be sharing some of this amazing sausage with our friends and family right on time for the holidays. Wow. Hope you get to try it. This is a real deal. I kid you not. It's not our last batch either. We're gonna be doing a lot more of this because it is phenomenal.